how do you get paid? You need to set up something like Stripe. There are other ways to do this. There's Paddle, there's Lemon Squeezy, Braintree. You can technically do it through eBay, but it looks a bit scammy. So Stripe would be my recommendation. Stripe charge about 3% of every transaction. So if your product is $100, Stripe are going to immediately take $3. A bit annoying, but it's a cost of doing business. These fees will differ depending on where you are. If you get to a large amount, you can actually talk to Stripe and renegotiate your fees. But Stripe are the default. There are alternatives. Lots of people don't like Stripe, but they are the default. You're stuck with them for the most part. Most people will just be using Stripe. For Stripe, you've probably seen this. You can buy directly through Stripe, and you'll get a little Stripe button. You can click on it, and you can go through the Stripe interfaces. It's fine, but what you might want to do is have something more sophisticated. If you're doing any degree of complicated sales, then you want a cart system in place. So I use Thrivecart personally. So Thrivecart is, let's see the pricing. It's about $500, but that is one off. So you don't need to pay again. Thrivecart allows me to do a whole bunch of other things. So for example, order bumps, crypto payments, tax inclusive. It'll work out your taxes for you, so you don't have to faff around with that. Recurring subscriptions. So if you want to put people on a subscription, you can do it with Stripe, but it's fiddly. And then upgrades and downgrades on subscriptions, so people can bump their subscriptions back and forward. Again, you can do all of this stuff on Stripe, but it's incredibly complex. Affiliate sales, people can refer people to you and get paid. Referral sales, invoice download, sales funnels, coupons, revenue projection, a huge amount of things you can do using something like Thrivecart. Installment payment, so you can have people pay through Klarna or whatever. So I recommend using something like this. There is a fee to it. Otherwise, you can just use Stripe, a naked Stripe, but there's going to be a lot more technical setup. It also doesn't look as good. Personally, I use Thrivecart. And you can also set it up, once you buy it once for $500 or so, you can set it up for all of your businesses. Tax automation, click down sales, A/B testing, post-purchase offers, all of this good stuff. Really cool. That is an option for you. You don't need to use that, but that is something I do recommend. Stripe is the actual payment processor, and Thrivecart provides the cart and the e-commerce functionality. You definitely need Stripe, which is free, but then you pay for each transaction, and optionally you use something like Thrivecart on top in order to get more fun. Next, emails. Emails are something that a lot of people underestimate the complexity of, because we're used to just sending emails via Gmail. That's fine. But when you are sending, like I do, 60,000 emails a day or so, that you run into limitations. Obviously, you cannot send all of those emails through Gmail. You would be quickly banned. That is just not on the table. So you need systems. There is a split between the type of emails that you send. Transaction emails are dealt with legally very differently. Transaction emails are things that must get sent through. So let's say somebody purchases from me. Let's see if I have a purchase. Oh, yep. Two people have purchased during this live. One for $7, one for $49. As soon as that person purchases something, we need to send them an email saying, hey, here is your purchase, here's your invoice, here's how you get access. That's a transactional email. That happens upon a purchase, or sometimes if somebody signs up for a lead magnet, come to your website, they sign up, boom, we send them an email. They are triggered based on customer actions. I use something called Resend to do this. I cannot pull it up because it has email details, but Resend will connect into your application. You're going to talk to Claude Code, you're going to talk to Lovable, and you're going to say, this is what I'm using. It will connect up, and that will be able to send out your transactional emails for you. You can also connect it to Thrivecart, Stripe, etc. But you ask the Vibe coding tool to help you with this, and then you test a lot. Password resets, invoices, receipts, it's the stuff that you must send in order to keep your business going. So that's one way of doing it. The other system I use is for marketing emails. It's for my content and marketing emails. I would not use Resend for this, but instead I use Beehive. So in Beehive, I have about 45,000 subscribers. You can start for free with Beehive up to 2,500 subscribers, but once you get to a certain amount, it will cost you money. There's not really a way around that. You could use Substack. And then you're not going to be paying. Beehive has additional platform features like boosts, referral programs that make it worthwhile if you are running a business. If you just want a newsletter to send people information via newsletter, then sure, use Substack. If you want to build a business, Beehive's going to be the one. With 45 pushing on 50,000 subscribers, I'll be paying about $300 a month for that, or $4,000 annually. When you're running a business, that's fine. That's a very small amount. If you are getting started, obviously that is very scary sounding, but $0 per month for up to 2,500 subscribers will get you going. And then the first price is going to be $60 a month. But by that point, you should be generating some money if you're running this as a business. So I use Beehive for my marketing and my content emails, and I use Resend for my transactional emails. So they're split into two different systems. And then with these, you need to basically validate your domain so that both these services know that you are allowed to send from that domain. And that comes back to Namecheap. You need to put some more records that both Resend and Beehive will give you. Put that into your Namecheap, and it will allow Resend and Beehive to know this is valid. We are allowed to send from this email. Talk to ChatGPT. It will walk you through with these tools. They have onboarding processes. The first time you do it, it's going to be complex and fiddly. Messing around with DNS records is one of my least favorite things. But once you've done it the first time and it works, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, it'll be a lot easier. This is why starting lots of businesses makes your chance of success high each time, because you've done all this stuff. You've set this kind of thing up before.